Hi folks, this week's fly tying tutorial is a black stalking bug. So without further ado, let's get into it. The hook in the vise is a Hanak H230 barbless hook. This one's at size 10, it's on a medium wire and it's finished in black nickel. The thread I'm going to be using today is a UTC thread. It's at 70 denier and as you can see it's black. First thing I'm going to do is get a little bit of wax onto my thread, just at the very end, before I cast on a bed of thread. Now I want to try and get touching turns with the thread, so I'm using my rat's tail here as a guide to allow the thread to fall in beside each other each turn. This just helps. Once I've got to the end where I want it, I'm going to take that away. By the way, my name's Lindsay. I make fly tying and fly fishing videos if you're new to the channel, and I've recently had quite a bad cold, so I don't normally sound like this, and please excuse any coughing fits throughout the video, but I'll do my best to try and not give you my bug. Anyway, so I've got a bed of tying silk down. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to add in a tiny marabou tail, and I'm using some of Dave Downey's excellent black marabou, and I only need to take a very, very small amount of the marabou from the stem. Don't need very much. I don't want very much for that matter. It's only just something that's going to get a pulse of movement while you're fishing this kind of fly. You can fish it straight lining or you could fish it under the bung. It's really up to yourself. I think it would work particularly well under a bung which has been twitched back. I brought my thread up to the thorax area and I'm just going to catch in that marabou. Now, as I've caught it in, I'm just going to ease it up so the marabou is sitting on top of the shank. Now, we've still got a rib and stuff to go on, so it is going to get well covered. I'm not worried. I could see little bits escaping there, but I'm not overly worried because we are going to be going up and down the shank of the hook several times today. Now, as I said, I don't want a big long massive tail here. I'm going to come in and pinch away most of the marabou for that matter. You'd hardly think it's worth having the tail, but it does make a difference to the movement of the fly. So next I'm going to tie in my rib, and initially I'm going to be using some Simplify's silver wire at 0.1/0. It's nice and thin. I've got a piece off here that I've been working with, and I'm going to catch that in at the base of the fly. Obviously I consume quite a lot of YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and I get a lot of ideas for my own fly tying from that source. And I'm researching another video at the moment about tips on buzzer fishing, and I was just going through some of the YouTube stuff just to see if there was anything I was missing from my own notes, and I came across this. Now, I suppose you could argue, is it a buzzer? It's got a marabou tail. It could well be taken for a little mini lure, but I would say it was a buzzer. But it looks fantastic. It's a great little concept. I don't think it's competition legal because the way that in the thorax area, if you remember the original fly that I showed you there, you've got touch and turns off the wire, and I'm not sure that is permitted in competition. I'm just going to tidy up that little bit of marabou at the front. I'm just going to check the body your side. Now, I'm going to go down again, but this time I'm going to give my bobbin a little spin anti-clockwise. And what that's going to do is flatten out the thread. I want a really nice smooth body with this buzzer. I'm going to call it a buzzer. You can call it what you like. And I want it nice and smooth. So I'm going to go all the way down. Till I get to the wire. And then I'll spin up and I'm going to come all the way back up. Now, by flattening out the thread like this, what you do is you get a really nice smooth body, and especially once you've started to get your layers of super glue and resin over the top of this body, it ends up looking really nice. So I've got my wire rib. I don't want the turns particularly close. I will try and keep it nice and even though. And you can tie this down to, I suppose, size 14 if your eyes will take that sort of size. You can easily tie it down to smaller sizes. 10's obviously much easier to demonstrate with on a tutorial, so hence we're doing these size 10s. I might tie a few of these up for my own box actually. I really do like the look of the fly. So I've brought my rib up and secured it, and what I'm going to do is just come up and cover probably the last 3 turns of wire that I put down. And what I want to start to do is build a rugby ball shaped thorax at the head here. Just keep my eye on it. That still looks a little small for my liking. I'm just going to see him catching some dust or thread onto my tying silk there. I'm just going to extend that thorax slightly. I have caught some, I don't know what it is, it's like a fine hair that's coming off of the thread. This is a particularly old bobbin, and I would have liked to have used, if I'm honest, the 140 denier, but I just don't seem to be able to find it, or I've run out. It's one or the other, most likely the latter. I've run out and I need to pick some more up. But come January, the British Fly Fishing Fair will be in full swing up at Stafford, and I'll probably go up with a little shopping list and see if I can replenish some of the things I'm missing. So for the wire, I'm using a much thicker red wire for this one. You can use different colours. Green works well with the sort of colour scheme if you like. Black and green's always very good, especially early season, but I'm going to use red today. It's at 0.2 millimeters. I've got a little piece that I've been working with here, and I'm going to catch that in just on my side. Might be just out of sight of the camera, but you can trust me when I tell you it is being tied in. Now, once I've got that tied in, I'm able to concentrate on just covering that lump that I've made with the thread. Now, I'm not paying much attention to the very front of the thorax, and there's a good reason for that, because I'm going to need plenty of space for wraps when it comes to finishing up the fly. So I've caught that in, I've put extra turns into the front of the hook here by the eye, and the next thing I'm going to do is use the rotary function on my vise, because it is really important to get the look, to get nice touching turns with this wire all the way round. Now if you haven't got the rotary function, you're just going to have to be careful when you're wrapping, but it does make a difference to the look of the fly. Does it make a difference to the fish? I very much doubt it. So if you're only tying up for your own use and you're just going to use them yourself, they're not for giving away, then little gaps in this red wire here won't make a great deal of difference. But for the sake of the video and the subsequent photograph for the thumbnail, I'm going to do my best to keep it nice and tight in there. And all I'm doing to do that, as I'm turning the vise, I'm leaning in to my previous turn with the wire, if you like. And that's looking not too shabby. One more turn of wire should do the job, and this time I'm going to bring my thread again back up the thorax here, and I'm going to capture my wire in. Now it might try and move a little bit, in fact it'll definitely try and move a little bit. Just be quite firm with it. Sorry about knocking my vise over there, maybe over firm. And this time, rather than twist the wire away like I normally would do, I'm going to come in with my scissors. These are old scissors, by the way. Don't use your good scissors on wire. That's my disclaimer, or you will ruin them. So I'll just take that away. Now I have got a little gap there, and I'm going to just ease that down. Now what I can do next is I can start coming over and tidying up where I have taken my wire away. And it's taken a little bit of doing. And then I can concentrate on the remaining part of my thorax. Now, with the 140 denier, which is slightly thicker, it takes a lot less time. It's a bit more bulky, and you probably don't get as nice a finish when you're using the thicker thread, but it is quicker. And if you're tying up for your own boxes and you're not so fussed about how neat or tidy it looks, then you don't need to be worrying about this part. So I'm gonna, lost my whip finish tool there, but just managed to secure it in time and come in and take that away. Now I'm gonna wet my thumb and forefinger and just get that marabou tail swept back and out the way. So what I always do, there's a couple of phases to this, and some people might agree and some people might disagree. But what I do is, first of all, I'm going to add a coat of super glue. And what this does, it completely seals the fly. So all the gaps in the thread, everything else is sealed. Just got a wee hair in there, I'll get rid. So I get a coat of super glue over the fly. Now this doesn't take too long to dry, and don't worry, I will be jumping the video so that you don't have to sit and watch glue dry. Yeah, that would have been amusing. I was thinking of something else there. Never mind, sorry, I digress. I'll pause the video here, I'll wait for this to dry, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to finish it off. And by the magic of video, I am back, having blown my nose several times and had a drink of water. So I'm going to be finishing off with some of Uphaven's UV clear coat resin, and it comes in this little bottle, and I use a needle to just get some onto the needle. I don't put it directly onto the fly, and then I'm going to start at the thorax area and just ease that around the thorax. Try and avoid coating the body at this point. Want to just add a layer to get that nice smooth finish on the thorax. I'll come in with my UV torch and just turn it round. Now I can see I've missed a bit there on your side. The thing with resin, if it's UV resin, it will go white under the UV torch like this, and it's quite handy really, because you can see where you've missed. I can see a couple of bits on this I've not quite caught, and I'm going to correct that. So I'll just point it that way so you can see where I've missed. I've got some air bubbles in there. I'm not going to be overly worried about that, but I will grab a bit more resin onto my needle. Make sure I'm not going to miss anything. Now this time, with this bit of resin, I am going to just work the body now. So not getting a lot of resin on the body, because what I'm trying to do is create that profile with the lump at the front, if you like. Now I'm being a bit prissy with this. You don't need to be overly careful with your flies. It depends on what you're tying them for, I suppose. If you're tying them just to fish, a couple of coats of super glue, one coat of UV resin or varnish for that matter, and you're good to go. But I just want it to look nice for the for you the viewers, and of course the photograph on the thumbnail. Now I could work away at this, it wouldn't take much more, it's nearly good to go. But there we have it, a little stalking bug. And thanks to MD Fly Fishing for the inspiration. I will link MD Fly Fishing's page in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.